Hi, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Scott and Aaron.
Hey, this is Scott.
And I'm Aaron.
Alright, today we're going to be doing instapot cabbage, which is the easiest and best and most wonderful way to make cabbage. If you've ever tried to make cabbage and braising it on the stove, it's a pain in the butt, so we're going to do it in the instapot. So you're going to buy a whole head of cabbage, and you don't need to wash it or anything. What we're going to do is we're going to just peel off the outer leaves and throw them away. So all you have to do is rip out the outer few layers of leaves, and what's inside should be nice and clean, so you don't have to wash it or anything like that. Just take a minute to peel off a little bit of the outside. Cool. All right, that's probably fine. So now we're going to cut it. And the way I typically do this, well, that's got a big thick stem. You want to be able to get the stem off. So if there's extra stem like that, you can cut the outside off. But then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it into quarters. So I'm just going to cut the cabbage into quarters. Make sure your knife is big and sharp. You may want to sharpen it beforehand. And the next step is we're going to cut off this stem in here. The easiest way to do that, once you've got it in quarters, is we're just going to make an angled cut to cut out all that stem from each one of the quarters, right?
Yes.
And you can kind of curve the cut if you want to. Just going to get all that yucky stuff out of the way, leaving just the nice succulent leaves.
Just the nice purple stuff, not the white stuff.
Well, you'll get a little bit of white stuff, but that's fine. All right, so now this is my technique for slicing up each individual wedge. There's a million ways to do it. This is how I do it. I make a shallow cut down the center like that, and then I just chop, 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 chop. You don't have to be too precise with it. All this will come apart in the Instapot because these wedges you cut are just going to fall apart basically once they're in the... All right, that's it. All our cabbage is in the pot. So now we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. And then you have your choice of a few different spices. There's a few things I like to do. I like to do some mustard. Mustard and cabbage is a pretty good flavor for the same reason the mustard's good on Brussels sprouts. You can do some lemon pepper. You can do some garlic pepper. Any of these are all good choices. And then we're gonna add some fat. You can use butter, you can use tallow, you can use a few different things. I'm gonna use coconut oil here. So you're just gonna grab a couple of tablespoons of some kind of fat, add it on top. You don't have to be very precise with this. And then finally, we're going to add a quarter cup of water. About 4 ounces is all you need. Toss that in the pot. Pressure cook for 4 minutes on high.
And they'll keep warm.
Doesn't matter because as soon as this is done, once the timer goes off, we're going to release the pressure. So we'll come back then.
Okay.
Cut. So there it is. We're going to pull it on out. Stir it up a little bit. All those chunks will just come right apart and you'll have a nice bunch of cabbage in no time at all.
Nice.
And there it is. And you know, it's going to make me enough to, it's low carb, it's pretty cheap, it's easy to make, and I'll have enough cabbage to eat for days. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Cooking with Scott and Aaron. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video.